On September 10, 1999, Barton KC-130 jet military flight 5173 was going from Rockford Airport, which is Greater IRFD, to Orange, which is Tokyo, Japan. No. Sorry. Oh my goodness. It was doing a short between 1 hour flight from Rockford Greater International Airport to Tokyo, Japan. That was a few miles away. What the heck? The plane had to take off super early due to multiple planes on the runway and been delayed for 2 hours. There were 10 crew members and 2 guardians and 4 pilots. The 2 pilots were for the engine and thrust. But the 4th pilot that was supposed to control the engines didn't listen, because engine 1 and 2 been having difficulties ever since they got this plane back in shape. Because the 2 and 1 engines have multiple failures and it wasn't properly fixed. But the 4th pilot thinking that it was fixed was wrong. They were climbing up to 4,000 feet, but for some reason the speed kept going down once it gotten worse. Because they were not all the way very up. Finally, the speed went back up, but once again, it went back down. So they pulled the plane back down to 5,000 feet. 5,000 feet. And they head straight towards Japan Tokyo Airport. But he didn't know this wasn't just happening. At this moment, for some reason, the Jogu that came from the rocket thingies came out randomly, and the alarm didn't alarm them, because the malfunction to the 1 and 2 engines is connected to both sides, and it could lead to fire or worse. But the pilots didn't know that it was happening. And the leaking from the wings was leaking very aggressively, way faster than normal. But then engine number 1 and engine number 2 burst in flames. The plane went in a steep, almost nosedive, heading towards the ground. Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Flight 5173 Military Barton. We got 1 and 2 engines on fire. We losing hope and controls and foil. They were losing controls and lost landing gear from the left that it's not working. They could see mountains and a little bit of runway in front of them, but they don't know where to land. It's either head back to greater or just crash. They put the land gear back up and try to see where they can land. They only had 160 knots speed per hour to land, but the seconds was ticking down for flight 5173. There was a runway now inside of them, right there next to the bridge inside. But the people on the cars, inside their cars and trucks and all that vehicles, they will see a crash they will never see again. They can see three between two runways, and there were planes there and emergency services. But the United States military Martinez plane, which is 5173, was not going to make it. They put the plane back down again and put the landing gear out. The people can see is the fire aside of Flight 5173. And they were not going to make it. All the pilots can see is they below ground, like almost about to crash. As the bridge was getting close to them, they can see runway in front of them.
Low terrain, too 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 low terrain, too.
After coming back up, the speed decreases back down. Went on landing speed again. Now they're on the runway in front. They tried turning it and turning. And now they're arriving at the military airport. But
ahead.
Not exactly
Terrain
as
ahead.
expected.
Pull up, pull up, pull
The
up.
plane had to go back around again.
Terrain
But
ahead.
for the
Terrain
engines,
ahead.
they were starting to burn out, and the plane kept going down low and even down low,
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
nearly
Pull up,
missing
pull
another
up,
place.
Pull up, pull up, pull
The plane
up.
hits the ground.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Scratching the wheels off,
Terrain
the
ahead.
plane was skidding
Pull
down
up,
the
pull
line
up, pull
of
up,
a hill,
pull
grass
up,
hill.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
They bounces
pull
again
up, pull up,
as
pull
Flight
up,
5173
pull
was about
up,
to crash.
Pull up,
It was already
pull
too
up,
little,
pull up,
too late for the
pull up,
unthinkable to happen
pull
for
up,
5173.
Too low
Terrain
too low.
ahead. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.